Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the confusing world of corporate finance. And today we're looking at F&M Bank Corp. Who knew a bank could be so exciting, right? Well, let's just say this report might have a few surprises up its sleeve. Before we dive in, if you're enjoying these breakdowns that make complex financial documents simple, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And for a deeper dive into the financial world and to chat with fellow enthusiasts, join our Discord community. The link is in the description below. Alright, let's get straight to it. F&M Bank Corp is issuing what's called a Form 8K. Think of this as an immediate update, like a special bulletin from the company. This specific one is all about what they're calling Regulation FD disclosure. Now, Regulation FD sounds fancy, but it basically means they're sharing important information with everyone at the same time, so no one gets an unfair advantage. So what's the big news they're sharing? Well, folks, on September 4th, the management team from F&M Bank Corp is heading to a big industry event, the Raymond James US Bank Conference. This is where banks and financial institutions get together, share their strategies, and talk about the future. Think of it as a convention for bank executives. And here's the key part for us. They're not just telling us they're going, they're actually giving us a sneak peek at what they're going to present. This filing includes a copy of their slide presentation, which they'll be using at this conference. It's attached as Exhibit 99.1. This could give us some real insights into how F&M Bank sees itself and what its plans are. Now, typically an 8K filing might have detailed financial tables right here, but in this case it seems the main event is this presentation. They're essentially using this regulatory document to share their upcoming conference materials with the public. This is a common practice to ensure transparency. It's important to note how they're presenting this information. They are furnishing this data, not filing it in the same way they would a full financial report like a 10Q or 10K. This distinction matters legally. When something is furnished, it's like providing information, but it doesn't carry the same weight of official filing responsibility in certain legal contexts, particularly under Section 18 of the Exchange Act. The key takeaway is that the presentation itself is considered the crucial piece of information being shared. And they're very clear that this information won't automatically be part of their other official filings unless they specifically say so. This means we should really focus on the content of that presentation. Exhibit 99.1 to understand F&M Bank's current message to the market. So what's in this presentation that they're so keen to share? Since we don't have the actual presentation slides in this document, we have to infer based on the context. Usually when a bank presents at a conference like this, they'll talk about their financial performance over the last quarter or year, their strategies for growth, how they're handling the current economic climate, and maybe some outlook for the future. They might highlight their lending practices, their deposit growth, their profitability, and how they compare to other banks. Given that this is an 8K filing, it's likely they're announcing something specific at the conference that they want to get out immediately. Or perhaps they are simply releasing their investor presentation in advance or concurrently. Without seeing the actual slides, we can only speculate, but typically these presentations are crafted to present the company in the best possible light. They often include charts and graphs that simplify complex financial data, making it easier for investors and analysts to grasp the company's key metrics and strategic direction. You'll also see a reference to a cover page interactive data file. This relates to XBRL, which is a way of formatting financial data digitally to make it easier for computers to read and analyze. It's like a standardized language for financial reporting. While it sounds technical, it's essentially about making data more accessible for analysis, which is exactly what we do here at Corporate Decoder. And finally, the report is signed off. This is the formal part where someone authorized by the company confirms that the report is accurate. We see the signature of Lisa F. Campbell, the Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. This confirms that the company is officially releasing this information on September 3rd, making it public just before that conference presentation. Now, putting it all together, what does this filing tell us? F&M Bank Corp is actively engaging with the investment community. They're using this 8K to share materials that will be used at a high-profile industry conference. This suggests they have something important to communicate, likely related to their performance or future plans. While this particular filing doesn't contain the detailed financial tables you might see in a quarterly report, the referenced presentation is the real treasure trove of information. It would likely contain the key numbers that tell the story of F&M Bank's health and strategy. If we were looking at those presentation slides, we'd be keenly interested in their net interest income, loan loss provisions, capital ratios, and deposit growth. For instance, if they showed a significant increase in net interest income, that would mean their core lending business is becoming more profitable. Conversely, if they were showing an increase in non-performing loans, that would be a red flag, suggesting borrowers are having trouble repaying. banks are sensitive to interest rate changes. So if the Federal Reserve has been raising rates, FNM Bank would likely be discussing how that impacts their lending and deposit costs. They might also be talking about their digital transformation efforts, as many banks are investing heavily in technology to improve customer experience and streamline operations. Looking for context outside the filing, F&M Bancorp operates in Virginia. The banking industry in the US is generally competitive with many regional and national players. For a regional bank, understanding their local market dynamics, regulatory environment, and ability to attract deposits against larger competitors is crucial. Their strategy might involve focusing on a specific niche, like small business lending or community banking, to differentiate themselves. Based on this filing, FNM Bancorp appears to be a company that is actively managing its public image and investor communications. They are transparent about their upcoming presentations, which is a positive sign. The success of their strategy will hinge on how well they can navigate the current economic landscape, manage credit risk, and adapt to evolving customer expectations in the digital age. Without the full presentation details, it's hard to give a definitive opinion on their financial health, but their proactive communication is a good start. So what's your take on F&M Bancorp's strategy based on this announcement? Are you excited to see what they present at the Raymond James Conference? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe for more regular deep dives into public company filings. And don't forget to join our Discord community for more discussions. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next Decode.